Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martins here with your outlook for the weekend, October 28th and 29th, 2017. Starting off with your Saturday here, we're going to have a cold front off to our west, which you can see right here. This is going to be an important player in what happens here on Sunday, but starting with today, it is off to our west. We also have high pressure right here off to our east, and there's a squeeze play between the two with a southerly wind flow coming in ahead of both the approaching cold front and around this high pressure. So we're going to have warm temperatures once again today. This is going to be warmer than it was yesterday by about 4 or 5 degrees, so it'll be definitely feel a lot warmer. We're going to start off mostly sunny in the morning, then the clouds are going to start to filter in during the course of the afternoon, increasing clouds ahead of this cold front moving eastward. Now this cold front is going to continue eastward, and we're going to have an area low pressure, subtropical in nature, but moving in from the south, and that's still off the picture here at this point by Sunday morning, but it's starting to come into the picture right down here. This area low pressure is going to meet up with this front, and it is going to interact with it and give us some enhanced rainfall. And at the same time, the system coming up the coast is going to bomb out, basically, once it gets up to the right about here over southern New England. So once it gets up to that point, it's really going to be cranking and moving up into northern New England after that point. But as it goes by, we're going to get a pretty decent amount of rainfall in parts of our area. Now this front by itself is a standalone feature. Forget about this for a second. Pretend that wasn't there. This front is a standalone feature. It's still going to have a tropical feed in front of it. So you are going to have some enhanced rainfall just from this tropical feed coming in from the south, and that's going to allow enhanced rainfall out here in central PA initially as it crosses the mountains. So we do have heavier amounts out in this region. And then once this low comes up the coast, there is going to be a little bit of a gap, and that's going to be a dry slot in between, and that's when the energy from this frontal boundary, which is out here, is actually trying to feed its energy into this offshore low, and the transfer of energy is going to create a dry slot somewhere in between here. So we're thinking like right in here somewhere. Probably an area where they're going to have lesser rain than others. So kind of like right in here, we have a lower amounts than up and over the top of this. So when we do our maps for the forum, we already do have maps out. They're just not public yet. They are going to be out publicly this afternoon. We have them in our premium forum. So when we did this for the premium forum and put the map here, that area right here, we allowed for a dry slot into south central Pennsylvania. And further east, it's going to be a little bit, that's closer to the low, is going to have a lot more rain and wind to deal with. Same thing up and over the top of this, because I don't really think the transfer is going to affect that area so much. But you will have some pretty good, decent rainfall as this low moves up the coast. And here's a look at later Sunday. This is going to go into the overnight here, at least the first part of the overnight, and that's going to start to taper off late as we head to the early in the morning. Even some snow showing in the backside here for far northern Pennsylvania. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Doesn't look like a big deal. It's more like snowflakes flying, but we'll have to watch that. Because some of these far northwestern counties, maybe Tioga, maybe even Bradford and Lycoming, we have to watch out for those areas, maybe Clinton County. So according to this model, anyway, this is the GFS. But you see this storm is really wrapping up here into northern New England, and it's going to bring in some colder air behind it. And this is, of course, coming into the coldest point of the night, which is late Sunday night. Very early Monday morning. So the snow aspect is showing here, but I don't want to get anybody excited. As far as total rainfall on the GFS, this is what we're looking at. And you can see what I'm talking about with this dry slot coming up in the middle, coming right up through DC and into south central PA, maybe western parts of Delaware here. Somebody in here is going to get less than everybody else. All right, so again, enhanced rainfall with a tropical feed out in central PA. I don't think it's this high. It has a 3.2 here in State College. I think it's a little bit overdone. We have probably more realistically about 1.5 inches, probably half of that. But the highest amounts we think are going to be up in these areas right in here. These are probably our jackpot zones up here, what we think is our jackpot zones. But we will narrow this down, of course, with the new guidance that comes out today, and we'll have the final maps out to the public. These will publicly be available this time on Saturday afternoon. So do check on that. It's going to be at our weather alerts page. And it will detail all the rain and the wind that is expected, which is also going to be the worst from Sunday night into early, or at least the first half of Monday. Very windy conditions, some wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour along the coast and up close to the low here in northern New Jersey. northeastern Pennsylvania, even parts of east central Pennsylvania will get into the highest winds, we think, with wind gusts 50 or maybe even higher than that in some spots. So there will be some windy time during that time frame. Again, that would be Sunday night into about Monday morning, when the winds are going to be the highest until the system pulls away. And you can see just before that, you can see this tight gradient. Here's overnight. Look how tight these isobars are here. These black lines of equal pressure, these are very close together. So that's why you get that high wind effect here. This is the same thing going into Monday morning right here. So the system does pull away. Any morning clouds, maybe a brief leftover shower in spots that will give way to mostly sunny skies eventually on Monday. And then we get into a cooler pattern Monday through Wednesday of next week. So it will be dry, though, we think, Monday through Wednesday period, but it is going to be cooler. We're going to be stuck in the 50s for highs, it looks like. And once we get to late Wednesday night, we have a warm front that's going to push through the area. It could be a few showers with that. It's going to come through in the overnight on Wednesday night into Thursday. It could be a few showers as well. But I think there's going to be a little bit of a break in the action before the next cold front comes through. And that's going to be on Friday. Again, spotty showers still possible here on Friday, but with mostly cloudy skies. But it does look like right now, heading next weekend, we are primarily dry. So we're going to watch that a little more closely for you. But it does look like next weekend we get a little drier and back to near average temperatures for this time of year, it looks like. So we're going to get through this system today. With the maps and as far as rainfall totals and wind expectations across the region. We'll get those out to you probably about 2-3 o'clock this afternoon, and after the 12Z models are complete, and then we will of course monitor the situation on Sunday with some heavy rain potential. Some areas could get between 2 and 3 inches of rain, or possibly even higher amounts than that. We'll, of course, detail that on the maps when we release them later this afternoon. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martich. That is your outlook for the weekend, October 28th and 29th, 2017. Have a great Saturday and Sunday.